Bruh, we're so back. Alright. What's good, y'all? Was planning on doing more Super Paper Mario, but, second half of Chapter 3 really took it out of me. So we're just gonna kind of vibe for a bit. Don't know how long this will be. We're just gonna vibe, maybe do some random funky stuff. We could play a game or whatever, I don't know, not committing to that. Okay. Oof. That stream did not do well. Okay, whatever. Pretty niche. How have you been? It's a good question. I don't have a clean answer for that. Been up and down. You know, about a lot of different things, honestly. But trying to work through stuff. Starting to get anxiety because school's coming up.
Come at me, bro. This is not my song.
I don't know, just it's been a weird like change in demeanor like the past month or so, I would say. I was like super chill and happy and vibing, and then the last like month I've been
What is that,
a
bro?
little more down. I don't really know why. I've tried talking it out with my therapist.
I haven't played this game in like 2 weeks.
Yeah, it's been weird. There's nothing like going inherently wrong. It's just because I've had a lot to think about with you know, I put unnecessary pressure on myself when it comes to what am I gonna do, you know, what am I gonna post today, am I gonna stream, what am I gonna stream, and I feel like I have to do everything exactly perfect, and if I upload a video at the wrong time, or the thumbnail has something wrong with it, or whatever, like, it's gonna ruin any chance the video has of doing well. And there's other stuff too, like, you know,
Who just joined me?
nobody's schedules
Did the same
ever lines up to hang out,
No, there's no one here.
you know, that like lives near me, so that's that stinks, but that's not unusual. I've had to deal with that for years at this point.
I wanna play a spin song.
Yeah, I don't know. Again, like nothing's going wrong. It's just kind of. I wish I could just be content where I am, but and I was for a while. You know, I was chilling. I was happy. I was you know, I had bad days, but I was happy. And then we hit like June, and
Get out my face, dude.
I don't know. Just heard a very loud noise. Could have been thunder. Maybe. Looks like the worst of the storm is passing over where I am right about now. Well, that sucks. This is a big frickin'. Goodness gracious.
Okay, we are not ready for this.
There's a lot of blob on that screen. Pretty sure the whole East Coast is getting rain tonight. It seems like it, yeah.
I wanted that yesterday.
Big old storm. Had a couple of those lately.
Oh, I could choose.
Hey, Benny. What's that shirt? Haha, I'm so glad you asked. This is the salt shaker. It represents the salt of the earth, and this is a light bulb, and it represents the light of the world. That is what Jesus calls us to be. So, yeah, that's what this represents. I like this shirt a lot. Yeah, I said before, oh yeah, I have so much to talk about, and now it's like, I don't know. Actually, I could give you guys a little bit of insight. Couple weeks ago, I went to record like an actual full-on video. Like just a regular upload. I didn't upload it just because, one, I got interrupted like midway through it, and two, I know when I asked if people would want to see this video a while back, I got yeses, but at the same time, I don't like uploading overly personal content where I feel like I'm complaining, because I feel like that gives off a really bad impression of who I am as a person. Like, I feel like that gives the impression that I'm ungrateful and, you know, I just, you know, I'm irritable, and I find stuff to complain about, and I don't want to give that vibe off if people are finding my channel for the first time. Which video was it? It was a, sort of a rant video slash... Well, that's the one that I asked people about. It wasn't exactly going to be a rant video for basically the reasons I just stated. Like, I just don't want to be overly negative. It was going to be sort of like a life update kind of thing, but not exactly. It was going to be like a State of the Union address kind of thing, but for my channel. Heavily inspired by Urinating Tree. He does that type of video once a year, where he's just kind of like, yeah, here's where I'm at, here's how I feel about how the channel's doing. I was gonna do something similar. It's been about 6 months since I made the. At this point, it's been a little over 6 months since I made like the big change. So you know, I figured that would actually be a pretty decent, you know, time to, you know, kind of reflect on, you know, why don't I just make... See, if I end this stream and make a new stream and title it like, you know, something clickbaity, like my thoughts on this channel, or is my channel dying, or something like that. Like, I could do that, and it might bring people in, but I don't know. Maybe I'll save that for another time, but... I don't know, I have a lot to say, I have a lot to think about when it comes to the channel. There's another video, actually. It's like 30 to 45 minutes long. I recorded it back in like March? March? Yeah, late March, I think. Maybe early April, I don't remember. Actually, I have it. One I recorded March 30th, one I recorded April 9th. I think the April 9th one is the more complete one in terms of like what I wanted to talk about. Yeah, I mean, I do have a lot I want to say. I'll probably say some of it here. I'll probably save some of it for its own dedicated video. But, like, actually, Benny, since you're here, do you remember back in, I forget if it was late March or early April, when you reached out to me on Discord and you were like, how do you feel about how the Daily Rip is doing? I think that was you. I'm pretty sure that was you. I could be wrong, but I think that was you. But yeah, I made a video not long after you sent me that, and I just never posted it. Where I basically just complained about YouTube for like 30 minutes. And how, wait, what, I can't hear anything? Is my audio okay? Can anyone confirm? Can y'all hear me? Are we okay? Can you hear me fine? Okay. Big thunder outside. I don't know if you guys can hear that. Yeah, do you remember back in late March? It was either late March or early April. You reached out on Discord and asked me like how I felt about how the Daily Rip was doing. Or like you were like, hey, like you're like smiling in every video, but I look at the views on it and like the views are low. Something along those lines. I think it was you that sent that to me. I could be wrong. Yeah, okay. I made a video basically because you sent me that. I made a video basically talking about like, well, one of them was like I was just complaining about YouTube. I think it was the same video. I basically just complained about like the inconsistency with how many views they were getting and how I do everything the same. I do the thumbnail the same. The videos are similar length. They're divided into the same sections. Like everything about them is so similar, and yet they perform so differently in terms of views. It's one of those things where I look back and I'm like, brother, you have no idea. You have no freaking idea how inconsistent it gets. But that was like right when I switched to my new camera and audio setup, because also I figured out it wasn't actually my phone that was doing that. At least I don't think it was. I think it's a YouTube thing. I recorded a video of my dog a couple days ago. I posted that as a short actually. And in the actual video on my phone, no background static, no nothing. It was perfectly clear. But once I turned it into a short, there was background noise. It was so strange. I have no idea why they did it like that. But yeah, because I blame Apple in that video for the weird background static thing, and I don't think it was Apple. I think it's a YouTube thing. I could be wrong, but I think it's a YouTube thing, not an Apple thing. Because I record the Daily Rips in the YouTube app with like the shorts, like the shorts interface. I don't record them through my camera and then post them as shorts. Makes them easier to edit that way. But yeah, I basically talk in that video about how like I'm happy with what the Daily Rip represents, but I wasn't happy with how it was doing. Like, and I still stand by that. Like, I've posted a video every single day for 134 days. Like, that's significant. That's as consistent as I've ever been, you know? Like, and that was the point, one of the main points of doing the series to begin with. Like, one was to give myself more trading card content because I ran out of different ways to show off my collection without basically repeating videos. But yeah, that was one of the main reasons I did it, was like, hey, this gives me a reason to actually stick to a consistent schedule and post at least something every single day. Um, and then streaming just kind of followed that, really starting with like the Sticker Star series. You know, streaming consistently just kind of followed that. And, you know, it's funny, shocker, I had so much more fun when I started streaming what I wanted to stream and not what other people wanted me to stream. Amazing how that works. Mine is probably Super Paper Mario. Again, I don't hate Super Paper Mario. It's just like, it's a game I'm less familiar with. And that's not the entirety of the reason why I'm frustrated with it. I do think the game itself is it can be a bit difficult to figure out what to do at times, just because there's so many different mechanics you're working with. But, it's fine, you know, I don't hate it. And I'm probably gonna finish the game. But yeah, I didn't want to play Galaxy 2 too soon after playing Galaxy 1, just because I thought I would get annoyed with the Galaxy format. I have a lot of games I could play, honestly. I think I mentioned this when I started the Super Paper Mario series. I had a lot of games that were kind of on a list, and I was like, screw it, we'll go with Super Paper Mario, because I've never actually played it and finished it, and I'd like to do that. But yeah, there's a lot of Wii ones on the list. NSMB Wii, Sports Mix, Galaxy 2, obviously. There's some others. They're just not coming to mind. Lego Star Wars. There's a couple. And then 3D World on Wii U as well. I thought about some of the Mario and Luigi titles on like DS, 3DS. But I don't know about like a majorly story-driven game. I guess we're kind of trial running that with Super Paper Mario right now, right? Because this is a majorly story-heavy, dialogue-heavy kind of game. And it's not doing particularly well by any stretch of the imagination. But you know, I guess this is sort of a trial run for more of a story-based game. And you know, one, is that fun to stream, and two, you know, what do people think of it? Off topic, my content's a lot better, by the way. I make edits, if you know what that is. Yeah, I jumped in call with you, and you showed me one, I think, a couple months ago. It was a Jesus edit, I think. But yeah, I'm honestly surprised I haven't given up on the Daily Rip by now. Like, seems like the type of thing where I would have gotten. Well, I mean, don't get me wrong. There's days I don't want to do it, but I'm surprised I've gone as long as I have without missing a day. We'll see if I can continue once I'm back up at school. I hope so. I mean, I'll have my own room, but I don't want to annoy the people around me being too loud. We'll see. Ever play a Final Fantasy game? I have not. Or if I edited a Daily Rip video the way I did it, content if I was working for someone, yeah, give it a shot. I had Agent made a Daily Rip parody video yesterday, and it was really, really awesome, actually. Very funny. If you watched that one stream, I don't know if I showed it, but the one stream where it was me, Eric, and Agent in VC, and Agent was showing us some of his old videos, like, that editing style, he, like, carried that over. It was really funny. I think he tagged me in it if you want to look for it, but, yeah, it was really funny. And honestly, that's something I want to touch on briefly. Actually, another thing, kind of in that vein, is stuff like that, stuff like parody videos. you know, getting messages. Are you still gonna be streaming like 20 minutes? I would think so. I would definitely think so. He is in the basement. I am. Hey, what's going on, Derek? How you doing? Was I not in the basement the last time you tuned in? Been a while then, if that's the case. I'm swell. I'm glad to hear that. What about you? Oh, you know. I'm doing all right. I'm in a weird kind of. I'm in a weird place right now, but I'm hanging in there. I'm doing okay. This implies the existence of the acidment or the cringement. I guess that would be the basement. But what would that even look like?
Oh, pro left.
But yeah, I want to touch on what I was mentioning about like parody videos, shout outs, tagging me and stuff, messages I get in chat, messages I get on Discord, stuff like that. I don't know if I should show this message because I mean, I'm sure the person who sent it to me probably wouldn't mind if I showed it, but you know, it is a DM. And there is some personal stuff in it, so I probably won't show it. But probably about a month-ish ago, maybe a little more, I got a DM from someone who's been around the channel probably since like 2020, 2021. So they've been around for 4 or 5 years. And they basically reached out to me and was like, hey, I'm graduating high school next week, and I just wanted to reach out and say thank you for, like, being such a big part of my high school years and, like, helping me to learn to, like, be authentic and, you know, not be ashamed to like what I like and do what I do, and you know, thank you for entertaining me and, you know, being there for me in tough moments. And like I think about that message a lot because I think the best way to describe it is this: 11 years on YouTube is worth it because of that one message. Maybe that's the best way to say it. Every second that I've put into this channel is 100% worth it because of that message. If I only got that message and no other support for the rest of the existence of this channel, the 11 years would be totally worth it. Like, I started this channel because I wanted to share my joy and the stuff that made me happy. I wanted to share that with other people. Like, yeah, I wanted to blow up. I wanted to get big, like Pat and Zach Scott and all of them. But, you know, at the end of the day, this has always been a passion project for me, you know? This has always been me, I don't want to say always doing what I love, because we all know that's not true. But I'd like to think that for the most part, this has been me you know, trying to share stuff with others and make other people's days a little bit better. And, you know, getting a message like that really makes it all worth it. You know, if I never gain another sub for the rest of time, I will have accomplished quite a bit on this platform just because of a message like that. And I thanked the person, and I just said, you know, I've learned as well that, you know, being authentic, being yourself is really important. You know, on and off of YouTube, I've learned that. Especially the past 6 months or so. You know, doing what I want to do instead of what I feel like people want me to do. I mean, goodness gracious, just look at how many games I've finished.
Oh, did I choose this? No,
I mean, go back to 2020 or 2021 and look at the number of series on my channel that I've started and not finished. Like, they might be in the double digits. I haven't counted them myself, but they might be in the double digits. And just look since, like, I don't know, April, May, and what I've finished. That's it. I enjoy your stream. All right, thanks for being here, Eric. I appreciate it. I was gonna drive to the store, but then I decided I don't wanna. You know what? You're valid for that. But yeah, just look at, I mean, just rattling off. Like, we finished Sticker Star, we finished 3D Land, we finished 3/4 of Deltarune, and I do plan on playing Chapter 2. We finished Galaxy. We're hopefully going to finish Super Paper Mario. I plan on playing and finishing Galaxy 2 at some point. Like, that's a lot. And I finished those games because I was having fun. And I was having fun because I was playing what I wanted to play. And when I stopped having fun, for example, when I kind of got to a point with Deltarune where I was like, I'm really not feeling playing more Deltarune right now, I switched to something else. I played one of the greatest games of all time in Super Mario Galaxy because I wanted to. And I loved it. And it was so much fun. And I'm so glad I did it. Sluggers! I forgot about Sluggers! I beat Sluggers too! So, you know, that message really stuck with me because over the past few years, I too have learned the lesson of how important it is to be authentic, to be yourself. And I know it's a cliche statement and everyone always says, oh, just be yourself, you know? But being yourself is a hard thing to do. You know, I got bullied growing up. You know, I was a nerd. I loved, you know, Mario Bros. and stuff like that. I didn't go to school with a lot of people who really loved video games like that. You know, I was a huge Minecraft kid. Back when Minecraft kids weren't super. Who am I kidding? I was cringe and annoying, just like the current ones are. But you know, I was a big Minecraft kid after I found Minecraft, or I was introduced to Minecraft by my boy Ben. And there weren't a lot of people who were on that same vibe, you know? And the ones who were my close friends. And the ones who weren't, you know, I was kind of an outcast. And, you know, I don't think I was ever bullied as bad as I remember, but it kind of fostered I wrote a story about this a couple months ago. I believe it was back in March. I called it The Self of Theseus. Basically, the premise of the story was I feel like I have sort of as time has gone on, and I've sort of been around different people, I've been in different circles, I feel like I've picked up different parts of people's personalities, like senses of humor and manners of speaking and things like that, and I've sort of started doing them myself because those people were well spoken, or those people were popular, or what have you. And I feel like I sort of took those things and mashed them together to like put together this like social facade where like it's a bunch of different people's best personality, social personality traits put together, but like none of it is authentically me. That was basically the premise of the story. Is like, oh, I put together this social facade of all these different pieces of other people who I've interacted with, but it's not me. It's not who I really am. That was basically what the story was about. Not trying to be rude, I just want to mention it. Why do you look so geeked in your latest daily rip? Hold up, I want to see this. I would like to see how geeked I am looking. Oh, Shay played Deltarune at GDQ. That's cool. I didn't know GDQ happened. Cool. Why does day 132 have like 500 views in the last... That was what, 2 days ago? Why does it have 500 views in the last 48 hours? Why did it pick up so much in like the last 24 hours? Hello? I mean, I guess I won't complain. Let me see how geeked I am in today's daily rip. I will mute the background audio. Oh, wow. No, I see it. I absolutely see it. My eyes look like they're gonna pop out of my skull. I always I'm in like a weird spot with the intro and the outro where like I don't know exactly how to describe it, but like I have to hit the right mannerisms. That's not what I was going for. I have to hit like the right head movements, and I need to make it not look super stiff and weird. I tried like multiple different takes to get that. But yeah, I do look a little funky. I guess I'm trying to come off as like a, very smiley and energetic, and I do end up looking a little creepy. But yeah, like, kind of going back to what we were talking about before, like, I feel like the Daily Rip is a great example of something where I just kind of wasn't myself, Like, I did something that I enjoyed, and it was I can't take full credit for the idea, because, like, the idea of a daily series obviously wasn't mine. But, like, other than that, that was my idea. I'm sure I wasn't the first to do it, but it was my idea. And while it hasn't blown up and had massive success, like, I've had people comment, like, hey, this is a clever idea. Like, hey, I like this. I've had people on Instagram reach out and be like, hey, I'm interested in those cards. And I'm like, yo, what's good? Hit me up with an address and I'll send them to you. And I have to multiple different people. In case anyone was, like, skeptical and like, oh, this is probably, like, not real or something, like, no, if you want cards from the Daily Rip, like, shoot me a DM on Discord or drop a comment on the video or something, and I will send them to you. Like, yeah. I'm being 100% genuine when I say that. I sent probably my best card that I pulled in the entire series to somebody a couple weeks ago. It was a rookie Paul Skeens. But yeah, like I will send anything in my collection within, you know, I don't ask for like 12 cards. I put like a rough cap at like 3 or 4 probably. But yeah, like if you want something, let me know. I know cards are not everybody's thing, but like I had 2 people today comment on the one I posted on Instagram today. Instagram's like 9 days behind because I started posting on Instagram on like day 10, and instead of posting all of them at once, I've been just doing them one at a time. But I had 2 people interested in the same card today, and I was like, hey, priority probably goes to the person who commented first if they respond to my comment, which they haven't yet. But like I will look through my collection. They wanted like an Umbreon that I pulled, and like I'll look through my collection. I'm sure I have another Umbreon somewhere in my collection that I can send to the other person. Like I'm flexible. I will make arrangements. I've had cards sent back because like the address was, you know, it was a valid address, but like it wasn't good for like a mailing address or whatever. Like I will work with you and I will do everything in my power to get the card to you. So yeah, like again, if it's not your thing, it's not your thing. But you know, just know that if you do want anything, like I'm flexible and I'll do everything in my power to make it happen. Yeah, you know, I take a lot of pride in that series, even though it hasn't maybe done as well as I've wanted it to up to this point. Just because, like, that was me. That was a passion of mine that I turned into content. And not everybody loves it, and that's okay. But, it's something I'm proud of. Not necessarily because I think it's of like incredible high quality or anything, but because I'm proud of what it represents. It represents me taking a risk and trying something new and being consistent and doing something that I personally wanted to do. And I think that's really important. So that's my thoughts on that. As for other stuff, yeah, like, I meant what I said before. Like, when I get, like, comments about, like, hey, you know, I love your channel, your content means a lot to me, or, like, you got me through a tough time, or you made me laugh, or something, like, I hope you guys know that that stuff, like, means the world to me. Like, it really does. You know, beyond every sub or every, you know, like, or any statistics, like, knowing that I made a difference in somebody's life, that someone's life is better because they came across my content, and, like, I was able to actually positively impact someone's life, like, that means so much to me. Like, it really does. And one thing that I really appreciate about this channel is, like, the retention rate of, like, not, like, everyone, but, like, there's a lot of people on this channel who've been around the channel for a long time. And that's something that I really appreciate about the channel is, like, you know, somebody like Derek or Benny or Izzy or, you know, Shrimp, you know, people like that who continue to come back to the channel, who came here years ago, and, you know, they still pop in. You know, that means a lot. You know, I'm sure most of the people who've come across my channel have forgotten me, or, you know, have moved on to other things. So seeing people, you know, even people I haven't seen or talked to in a while, like Slacks came back a while back. I think it was during maybe the Delta Traveler stream. I don't remember, but Slacks popped in, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, Slacks! I haven't talked to you in like years. Hi, how are you?" So, you know, stuff like that means a lot to me too. Like, people who have been here for a really long time. You know, the fact that I've made enough of an impact on those people for them to come back and be like, hey, good to see you. Like, that means a lot as well. You know, again, my audience is small, but they're loyal, and I really appreciate that. It means a lot to me that people choose to come back and stick around for a while. That means a lot. I do miss like 2021 though, and I hope someday we can get back there. I don't know how exactly, but I do hope that someday we can get back to those levels, and you know, have the streams really popping and have more than like 3 or 4 people in them at once, and we can all have a really nice time. But that probably involves me playing something super popular, and I may not enjoy that as much, so I don't know. What is even really popular in terms of like games right now? Like what's really big besides Grow a Garden, apparently. Apparently Grow a Garden is like the greatest Roblox game that's ever existed, and I just refuse to play it. But yeah, what's like really popular as like a game for like videos or streaming? Like I feel like games pop up, they hang around for like a week or two, and then they just kind of go away. Like I feel like that happened with, I think games like Content Warning and like Lethal Company, they stuck around for a little bit longer. Same with like Repo, I think, stuck around for a little bit longer. But, you know, for the most part, games kind of pop up, and then they're like a thing, and people are making videos on them and talking about them for like a week or two, and then they kind of just, I'm sure they don't lose their player base, but, you know, they just kind of fade away a little bit. I should play Chapter 2 of Deltarune soon. Just finish it up. Get it done. Finally put that playlist together. I guess Elden Ring's another one that stuck around for a bit longer, but, you know. If I go to YouTube Gaming, like what are popular streaming games right now? Alright, we've got Roblox. 74k people watching? Somebody big has to be streaming, right? Yeah, okay. I don't know who Saber is, but they've got 16,000 people watching. Here's a Grow a Garden stream. Here's a Goodness gracious, how many frickin' Grow a Garden? Did the game just get updated or something? Maybe? I don't know. Yeah, Roblox is here. Whoops. I didn't mean to do that. Hold on, I just, let me get my chat window back open. What else we got here? This game, Free Fire. This is always one of the most popular streamed games, and I don't know why. I've never seen or heard anyone play it. Did you watch Squid Game or plan to? I have not seen it. I do not plan on seeing it. Okay, Warzone? Really? Why? Warzone's been dead for like years, hasn't it? Warzone, Minecraft, CS2, Valorant, BeamNG Drive, GTA 5, Fortnite. Fortnite's always up there, and then League of Legends and Mobile Legends. I feel like most of those are ones I always see up there, though. Like, you know, we haven't quite had a game like Among Us. And, of course, Among Us was, like, circumstances as well, because we were all stuck inside. Like, that was sort of a big contributing factor to how big Among Us got, was we were all stuck inside because of quarantine. This matters. I was kind of lonely before I found you. Well, sorry you were lonely, but hopefully I was able to help with that at least a little bit. I don't remember exactly when you showed up, but it feels like you've been here for a long time. But yeah, I don't know. I guess I could have like played Secret of the Mimic when it came out, but like I didn't feel like spending $40 on it. Yeah, I do miss those days. You know, I miss 2020, 2021 when the channel was like really popping and the lines for, you know, 1v1s and Funky Friday were like, you know, 10 people long, and I do miss that. That was fun. Just having that many people there was fun. And I can appreciate, you know, having a small audience and really getting to read everybody's messages and things like that. But at the same time, you know, I do want my work to result in growth, you know, for the channel. So, I don't know. I don't really know. I'm trying to mess with my hair and it's not really working. That looks okay, I guess. Hate those big streamer chats that are the definition of epilepsy. I mean, some of them are okay. The ones that are like spamming emotes for like a reason are okay. Like if it's like a channel joke, like Astral Spiff with like Plink or something. Like I don't mind that, but like what does it even take to go viral? Like on current YouTube, how do you even go viral? Weird question to ask, but like, yeah, how do you go viral? Do you just have to have like insane production quality and editing and stuff and do something crazy, or can you just play games because I was gonna say, can you just play games and go viral anymore? But then you look at somebody like Queso, and that's like literally what he does. He plays games and he has a cool personality, and I mean, look what happened, you know? So, long form probably? Yeah. Probably right. The thing is, like, again, it's the editing that drives me away from long form. Like, I would love to do long form videos, but I'm not the best editor in the world, and I don't really have consistent money to pay people for editing, like, and I don't know exactly what kind of editing like works with the algorithm. Like, what kind of editing do people want to see? Does it have to be like overly like subtitled, or like, I don't know. You know, it just, I would be totally fine doing long form. It's the editing that drives me away. Like, and like, I don't, again, like, and I wouldn't necessarily mind, like, paying someone to edit for me, but I just don't, I don't want to underpay them, but I don't have like a ton of disposable income. Like, I don't have a J word right now. So, you know, I don't have like a ton of money to spend on, you know, paying an editor. So maybe one day, if I have money to pay an editor, like, we'll figure that out. But I'm free. Well, but then I have someone doing something like that for me for free, and I don't like that either. I don't feel good about that, because then I feel like I'm exploiting people. I feel like the level of editing's gotten so high on YouTube where like every moment of every video has to be filled with like something, you know? There's gotta be filled with something to draw the eye or entertain people. I don't know. I'd be willing to give it a shot. You know, it's just I hate the editing process. I hate it. I don't have what it takes to edit currently, like in the current YouTube climate, and I guess I could let someone else edit for me, but again, like I'd feel bad having someone edit for me and me not paying them. I would feel bad. But maybe I need to give long form another try. You know, maybe I need to. Maybe streaming's not what it was a couple years ago. Like you don't see too many people streaming as much as they used to. I mean, who are big streamers nowadays? You got like Queso, Jinxie, maybe like the AMP guys when they stream. You know, streaming's not what it. If you record a 5-minute long form video, I can edit. I can show you what I can do. I'm trying to think, like what kind of video would be like 5 minutes though? What would I be able to get done in like 5 minutes? Yeah, but I mean like what would I be able to get done in a game in like 5 minutes? You know, 5 minutes of... Do you mean like at least 5 minutes or like... You know, exactly 5 minutes. Because like when I record long form videos, the VOD's typically like an hour, or the uncut version's like an hour-ish typically, and then I cut it down to like 45 minutes, which is long for a video. I need to make my videos shorter. I think that's probably part of it, is I need to either like shorten my recording sessions or cut out more footage. That could be part of it too, is just cut out more footage from the hour of raw footage. I don't know. Maybe I'll look into it. Then I'd have to figure out what to make a video on.
Don't play with me. Party.
What yeah, I'd have to figure out what exactly to make a video on, like, and then that, I guess that comes back down to like what's popular right now. What are people making videos on? Like, video game challenges, I think, are a big one. Like, or at least they were, and I still, you know, follow some YouTubers who do like video game challenges. Like, there's a couple who do like FNAF challenges in FNAF games, like Chicken Ninja or Dapper Waffle. Shout out Dapper Waffle, by the way. 35 on trending. I think the video was, can you beat FNAF World in the demo? Number 35 on trending. My boy actually killed it. It was so sick. That was really cool. That made me really happy, like genuinely, because relatively small creator, not super tiny or anything, but like really high quality content. And it was great to see him on trending. That was really cool. Yeah, I'd have to figure out what to do. And I think that's part of it as well, is like, you have to do something unique. You have to come up with something unique. You can't just like do what everybody else is doing. Like, a part of it is you have to do something unique. So the people are like, ooh, you know, I never thought about this as a possibility. Like, hey, I want to check this video out. You could build a sloppy house in Minecraft or something.
Guess I'm just not used to doing this.
Yeah, I guess so. I could, gosh, there's so much stuff I've always wanted to do, but, like, it probably wouldn't work in 2025, you know, like, old Minecraft mods and stuff, but I don't know. What could I make a video on? Like a game challenge, like a challenge in a certain video game, or something like that, to where people would be legitimately interested. Like, okay, well, first of all, what games do I play? I mean, I play a lot of, I do mobile stuff. I don't play a ton of, like, just straight up PC stuff. What Minecraft challenges could I do? What Roblox? No, not Roblox. I'm not doing anything in Roblox. Screw Roblox. Maybe FNAF World. That's a game that lends itself well to challenges. There's also there's the randomizer, the modded one on Game Jolt that, like, lets you do a whole lot of different things. That could be cool, but I feel like people have kind of milked that one and done a lot of the different challenges that there are to do. They've done, like, you know, can you beat with only the starter characters? Can you beat it with only Freddy's? Can you beat it with no insta-kills? Can you beat it at level 1? Like, you know, stuff like that. I feel like, can you beat it at higher difficulties? I feel like people have kind of done a lot. I'm sure not everything that you could possibly do in FNAF World has been done. But... And that might be a... See, the thing is, I was going to say, that might be a cool thing that we could do on stream and then turn the streams into VODs. But, like... Because oh, what's the name of that channel? Gosh darn it, I can't remember. Partly Cloudy. That's the name of the channel. He did some FNAF World challenges. I think he did 157% while high or something. And he initially did it on stream, and then he, like, took clips from the VODs and did some background voiceover stuff. But then whoever's editing would have to, like, go through the VODs, and I don't want to force them to do that. Record a 5-minute video of you building a Minecraft house with your voice. No, I believe you. I believe you, and, like, I don't... I'm just trying to think of, like, for an actual idea for, like, a legitimate video that might do well. Minecraft, FNAF World.
Are you just gonna give me a bunch of...
I was thinking about doing a sticker star challenge run that I haven't seen done before, with minimum things. But the only thing holding me back from doing that is I just played Sticker Star a couple months ago. But, like, that's something I would totally do. In fact, that's probably number 1 on the list of ideas. Like, it would be me replaying a game, but doing a minimum thing/thing sticker run for Sticker Star, very new and interesting dynamic to the game. In fact, actually, when did I play Sticker Star on the channel? Because if you're serious about wanting to edit, Benny, like... I genuinely, this is an idea. I've talked this over with Agent as well. This idea, we've sort of sketched out a little bit what this run might look like. I think this could be really cool. Like, it's a very niche sort of community is the only thing. Like, it's a very sort of specific game. Like, I couldn't do what, like, Mudflap does, where it's, like, you know, Minecraft 1 block, or, like, beat Minecraft Below the Void or something, like... Alright, here we are, Sticker Star. First episode was May 9th. Okay, so it's been... what? Just over 2 months? I thought it was longer than that. I'm gonna be honest, I thought it was longer than that. That would be cool, though. A minimum thing sticker run, and then somebody edits it. I don't know who. I mean, it could be you. It could be somebody else. I don't know. But that would be a cool idea for a long form video. I would like, but then if I'm not editing, like, if I'm not editing, then it would be hard for me to determine, like, where to put voiceover sections. I feel like videos like that kind of depend, kind of thrive on, like, live gameplay with, like, intermittent voiceovers and explanations and stuff. And, like, that's harder, I think, when you have an editor than when you're doing it yourself. But I feel like that's one where I might be able to manage. And, like, take inspiration from other examples. I don't know. How about this? Benny, I do plan on getting you some video at some point to, I mean, listen, I'm sure you're a fine... I've seen your edit. Like, I'm sure you're a fine editor. And I'll see if I can get you something at some point. And then we'll see from there. I would be okay with you editing for me. Again, I don't love you doing it for free just because I don't like people doing stuff for me for free, but that's just me. Anyway, for now, I think I'm going to end stream and chill for the rest of the night, but I appreciate y'all being here. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. And always remember, Jesus loves you. Peace.